This evening, Dr. Barry Jagdeo addresses GPL crisis, promising swift solutions. Tune in as we delve into the Vice President's response to the ongoing power outages in Guyana. Tragic collision on Maroa River claims lives. Coast Guard vessel collides with civilian boat. Stay tuned for details on the devastating collision that resulted in fatalities as authorities launch an investigation into the incident to determine the circumstances surrounding the tragic incident. Also, construction begins on young professional homes at Silica City. Join us as we explore the commencement of construction on the first phase of Silica City's development along the Suicide-Linden Highway. Additionally, fire contained at Santa Mission. Guyana Fire Service provides updates. Get the latest update on the wildfire crisis in Santa Mission as firefighters successfully contain the fire, preventing its spread to residential areas while remaining vigilant for potential reignition. And Amnesty International criticizes Dominican Republic over mass deportations of Haitians. Stay tuned as we discuss Amnesty International's condemnation of the Dominican Republic's mass deportation of Haitians, highlighting concerns of racism and discrimination. Stay tuned for these stories and more. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for April 5th, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, in response to the persistent power outages plaguing Guyana, Vice President Dr. Barry Jagdeo addressed the nation's concerns during his weekly press conference at Freedom House on Thursday. Acknowledging the severity of the situation, Dr. Jagdeo emphasized that Guyana Power and Light is grappling with multiple challenges, including aging infrastructure, leading to significant generation shortfalls. He assured the public that the government has devised both short and long-term strategies to tackle the electricity crisis. Since assuming office, approximately 40 megawatts of electricity have been procured, and plans are on the way to acquire an additional 40 to 80 megawatts shortly. Looking ahead, the government anticipates adding 300 megawatts to the national grid next year through the Gas to Energy project at Wales, West Bank, Demerara. Dr. Jagdeo also highlighted the ongoing evaluation of proposals for the Amila Falls hydropower project, which aims to deliver an estimated 165 megawatts of power. Additionally, significant investments have been made in renewable energy initiatives, including the installation of solar farms in regions 2, 5, and 6, and the expansion of the Solar Home System project to provide clean and reliable energy to Amerindian communities. Meanwhile, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali recently addressed the shortage of technical personnel at GPL, affirming the government is actively addressing these challenges. Plans are underway to engage UK Export Finance for financing options to upgrade transmission infrastructure. Dr. Jagdeo's remarks underscores the government's commitment to resolving the power crisis and ensuring a more sustainable and reliable energy future for Guyana. On a different note, in a devastating incident, a collision between a Coast Guard vessel and a civilian boat on the Maroa River in Region 1 resulted in fatalities. The collision occurred approximately 6:45 a.m. today, according to preliminary investigations. The Coast Guard vessel with Coast Guard personnel was en route to Santa Rosa when the collision with a civilian boat carrying 3 adults and an infant occurred. Regrettably, the operator of the civilian vessel, identified as Adrian Thompson, and the mother of the infant, Helen Rebai, lost their lives in the collision. They were rushed to the Charity Hospital where they were pronounced dead on arrival. No injuries were reported among the Coast Guard personnel on board the GDF vessel. The Guyana Police Force has initiated an investigation into the incident to determine the circumstances surrounding the collision. Meanwhile, Brigadier Omar Khan, Chief of Defense Staff, officers and ranks of the Guyana Defense Force, extend heartfelt condolences to the families and loved ones who are affected by this tragic incident. The damaged Coast Guard vessel has been secured at the base in Maroa River, and investigations continue into the unfortunate incident. The injured passengers from the civilian boat have been transferred to Charity Hospital for medical evaluation and treatment. Moving on, in an update from the Guyana Fire Service, the fire at Santa Mission has been contained. Firefighters have successfully contained the fire affecting the Santa Arca communities along the Maroa River, preventing its spread to the housing area. While there are still pockets of fire in the origin area, there is currently no immediate threats. However, due to these pockets and ongoing smoke emission, there is a 90% chance of reignition overnight, especially with heavy winds. As a precaution, the area has been thoroughly soaked, and the village leader and a few villagers were monitoring closely. A team of emergency medical technicians were dispatched to Mary Primary School following the evacuation. They swiftly assessed the evacuees' condition and offered vital medical assistance as needed. This rapid response ensured that those affected received prompt and appropriate care. Stick around when we return. Construction begins at first 100 young professional homes in Silica City, and security guard nabbed with over 2 kilograms of marijuana in roadblock operations.
This Mother's Day, celebrate in style and give mom the chance to win big. Simply top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 5 lucky winners of a brand new, fully stocked French door fridge with groceries worth over $550,000 each. One winner will be selected weekly from April 5th to May 9th. Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
See clearly with the gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Construction of the first 100 young professional homes has commenced at Silica City as part of the area's first phase development. Silica City, situated along the Soos-Dyke-Linden Highway, will be Guyana's first smart urban center and is the brainchild of President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan. The young professional homes will be constructed in 4 distinct styles. They comprise 2 flat units valued at just over $25 million and 2 elevated units priced at around $34 million. Infrastructure works such as road and drainage networks are also ongoing. The development is being monitored by the Central Housing and Planning Authority's project department. In other news, police in West Berbice conducted a roadblock operation at Wildat, resulting in the arrest of a security guard found in possession of over 2,000 grams of suspected marijuana on Wednesday. Another individual was also arrested with 43 grams of marijuana during the operation. The police stopped a motor car with license plate HD 1785 traveling towards Georgetown and conducted a search of the vehicle and its occupants. Eon Williams, a 29-year-old security guard, was found with a large parcel containing suspected cannabis. Williams admitted ownership of the drug, stating he was trying a hustle. Another individual, Hayasi Saul, a 21-year-old construction worker, was also found with suspected marijuana for personal use. Both Williams and Saul are in custody at Fort Wellington Police Station as investigations continue. Don't go away after the break. Argentina economic crisis. Public employees protest over job cuts. And China-India tensions dispute over contested territory in Himalayas.
This Mother's Day, celebrate in style and give mom the chance to win big. Simply top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 5 lucky winners of a brand new, fully stocked French door fridge with groceries worth over $550,000 each. One winner will be selected weekly from April 5th to May 9th. Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Amnesty International has criticized the Dominican Republic, urging it to stop mass deportation of Haitians and accusing authorities of racism. Many in the Dominican Republic says they cannot shoulder the acute crisis in Haiti just because they share an island. Al Jazeera's Latin American editor, Lucia Newman, reports.
The Dominican Republic and Haiti share this Caribbean island. But in more ways than one, they're distant neighbors. One speaks French, the other Spanish. But more importantly, Haitians suffer from acute poverty, extreme political instability, and now uncontrollable violence. On the other side of the border, in the capital Santo Domingo, life looks peaceful and prosperous, but looks are deceiving.
We're afraid. Haiti is close to us. We've seen the videos of killing there. It's like you have a dangerous neighbor living next door, and you don't know if they will hurt your family.
In the last 3 months, the Dominican Republic has deported more than 2,500 undocumented Haitians, arguing reasons of national security. We asked Foreign Minister Roberto Alvarez to respond to charges by Amnesty International of racism and inhumane treatment of Haitians.
73% of our population is mixed blood. 16% black, 11% white. So there's never been within Dominicans a distinction as to race. That is completely false, number one. Of course, we're more than willing to help with the international community with any humanitarian assistance, but the question is being asked, why isn't the Dominican Republic shouldering the bulk of it?
In Villa Duarte, working-class Dominicans we met insist their country is doing its fair share already. They say hundreds of thousands of Haitians live here, everyone mixed together.
Imagine 2 people live in your house and 5 more arrive. Your share of everything shrinks, but we put up with it because they are our brothers, our neighbours.
But the presence of so many Haitians is also creating tensions.
I feel sorry for them, but they should be sent back to their country. We're being flooded by Haitians.
You go to a hospital and there are 10 Haitians and 2 Dominicans. That can't be. They are taking away our rights.
We're in the general hospital now, and indeed there are many, many Haitians here, many Haitian children as well. But that's only part of the story. They didn't just arrive yesterday. Many have been here for decades, undocumented. And they are here in the country doing the hardest jobs and the lowest paying jobs. And Haitian children born in the Dominican Republic are not eligible for citizenship. Back in Villa Duarte, there are 2 things people agree on. The fear that the violence next door could spill over into this country, and the desperate need for Haiti to restore law and order with the help of an international community that seems to have forgotten this island. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Santo Domingo.
In Argentina, government workers who lost their jobs have joined the latest protests against economic reforms imposed by President Javier Milei. Critics says the cutback have forced poverty levels to soar to almost 60%. Al Jazeera's Wilson Dizard reports.
Some of the many state employees in Argentina who've lost their jobs following deep cuts in government spending. The cutbacks are part of the president's plan to end triple-digit inflation. In protest, they've occupied the Ministry of Labor in the capital, Buenos Aires.
There are enough reasons for the central unions to discuss a national strike and demand a change to this government.
President Javier Milei took office in December with a plan to take a chainsaw to government expenditure. But the overturning of decades of economic policy and IMF bailouts has resulted in rising levels of poverty, now up to 60%.
We have some containers in the back where the rubbish is disposed of. When we go there with a rubbish bin, about 20 people approach us to see what they can take. They're looking for something to take home. This is very tough and sad because it's a lot of people, especially older people.
Government statistics show inflation slowing month by month, but prices are still 270% higher than they were last year. With such high prices, unemployment often guarantees poverty.
The social safety net is weakening in terms of food. There's a recession, there's stagnation, and there's no longer enough work to compensate for the price increases. It's leading to a lot of poverty.
Milei says that severe hardship is an unavoidable part of his plan to remedy government waste that contributed to inflation. And public sector employees can find new jobs in a private sector he says will be revitalized by his policies. But it's unclear how long it will be before those jobs are created. Wilson Dizard, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, tensions have again flared between China and India over contested territory in the Himalayan mountain range. China has allocated 30 Chinese geographical names to the disputed border region. India says the name changes are absurd. Al Jazeera's Catherine Yu reports.
This remote border region in the Himalayas has become a flashpoint in the already frosty relationship between China and India. The government in New Delhi refers to it as the northeastern state of Arunachal Pradesh and says it's an inalienable part of India. Last month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the region for the opening of the Sailor Tunnel. The high-altitude tunnel will make it easier for India to reach the disputed territory and shore up its defenses along the 3,500-kilometer unofficial border with China.
और ईस्ट एशिया के साथ
Northeast India is on its way to becoming a crucial link for India's trade and tourism and other connections to Southeast Asia.
China's government is furious at Modi's visit and India's development there. It refers to the area as Zhangnan or South Tibet. It's also criticized U.S. support of India's territorial claim.
Zhangnan has been China's territory since ancient times. This is an undeniable fact. Where does the so-called Arunachal Pradesh come from? The United States has a terrible record of stoking disputes between other countries for selfish gains.
The government has responded by allocating Chinese names for 30 places in the region, rejecting the use of any foreign names it says harms China's territorial integrity. India has called China's renaming of the region absurd. The latest flare-up in border tensions comes as nationalism increases in both India and China, but relations have long been strained by disputes over territory. Both went to war in 1962, and there have been several skirmishes along the border since. In 2020, hand-to-hand fighting between soldiers in the Ladakh region led to the deaths of at least 20 Indian and 4 Chinese troops. More than 20 rounds of military talks have been held to calm tensions, but the bilateral relationship remains icy at best. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's FCB2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.